Hey, what's going on guys, Ace here, and today we are going to review spoilers for chapter 283. And man, do I have a spicy chapter for you guys. It's actually pure action. It's Isagi versus Ren. Now we've actually got to see Isagi's new evolution, and it turned out to be exactly how I described it in my explainer video. I literally called it to every minute detail. In any case, what's funny about this chapter is it's actually pure action. There is no dialogue. Maybe just few words from screaming people here and there. It had no monologues, no conversations, only epicness. And so let's not waste any moment guys and jump right into it. The first panel shows Rin being held by Birkenstock and Mensa, and we see Isagi dashing towards him from the right. There Raichi screams, "Stop him, Yoichi!" And Shiro is actually shook, which is something really interesting. It seems that Isagi's metavision now surpasses Shiro's instincts, which again is really intriguing. It seems Isagi really achieved a new level. However, something that caught my eye, Ness seems to be on Shiro, which is definitely interesting as well. Now, from the time when he stopped Rin and then this, it seems that Ness's spatial awareness has gone up a lot, which could be a direct result to him trying to match with Kaiser. And because Ness is there, you can already tell Kaiser is around. However, the next thing to notice is that only 10 seconds are left in the star change-up system timer, which means this is the first time we see the Masters actually play, but neither scored or contributed to a goal. Then the panel ends with Hiyori screaming at Isagi, "You can do it, egoist." In the next panel, we get a closer look at the face-off, and Isagi taunts Rin further. However, Rin seems to be welcoming the challenge. He seems to be really focused, but also really excited. And so, in the next panel, he ditches both Mensar and Birkenstock, who at this point are really just NPCs. And we see that Loki is really happy with Rin, he's really excited. However, Noah is his usual calm self. But this time, he seems to be a bit worried, or a bit shook. This could be due to the fact that Rin might score and I might lose the game, or he could be focusing on what Isagi is trying to do, which could mean that the flame he lost for Isagi previously is starting to reignite, which is something really amazing. And finally we see Isagi charges at Rin, and then we get this full spread panel, which is the first of many, as we see both Isagi and Rin rush towards each other, and both engulfed in their auras. Now I want you to note guys that this state that Isagi is in is actually a berserk state as well. It's not a destroyer like Rin, however it's something else, which I dubbed the Architect, and I will be explaining it a bit after we finish with the chapter. However, if you want a full-on explanation as well as what his new eyes enable him to do, you can check my previous video where I explained Isagi's new vision, power and state. However, let's carry on with the chapter, as in the next panel we see Isagi lunges towards Rin, tackling him and trying to take the ball. However, the latter charges as well and prepares to shoot. He wants to clash with Isagi and score at the same time like he did in the previous play. And what do you know, Berserk Rin is the best at 1v1, and so he clashes with Isagi and shoots like he wanted to. However, in that moment, as soon as he shot, Isagi tells Rin, "You fell for it, Tensai. Ha, I fooled you, Rin." And in that moment, as Rin was shook, in the next panel we see Kaiser lunges towards the ball with his metavision pattern. It seems that this was Isagi's plan all along. Now, one big detail to take in here is actually the pieces from Isagi. They seem to be going from his head, then they circulate Rin and finally end with Kaiser. And this is the essence of the Architect. Isagi manipulated both Kaiser and Rin, and it seems to be really working. Kaiser is really focused, Isagi is really sure of himself, and Rin is completely shook. Now funny enough, even though it was manipulation, Isagi calls it a chemical reaction between prodigies, which I find it to be funny. He definitely coordinated so Kaiser would be there, and so I don't know why he is calling it a chemical reaction. It might be due to Isagi's nice nature. However, I really feel that this is a complete manipulation. Mind you that when Kaiser launched at the ball and he stopped it, he did not completely do that, and the ball still spun towards the goal. And in the next panel we see that it actually went to the opposite direction, which means Gagamaru can't really do anything about it, as he stands there watching it go towards the goal. And funny enough, it's not really obvious for anyone whether it's going to hit the bar, go inside or outside. But in the next panel we see that it actually hit the bar and it is spinning towards the goal, which means it's a guaranteed goal, right? Well, at least that's what Charles thinks. But Gagamaru tells him to think again, as we see the latter in one of his insane saves jumps towards the ball and pushes it away, and we see the ball go into a touch. Kagamaru screams and Isagi is really happy. He finally stopped the genius Rin Itoshi. And the chapter ends with Isagi clutching his fist up in the air. Man, what a chapter. I really love every inch about it. Now, I've seen a lot of people say that Isagi at the end did not stop Ren. However, I don't know what those people really expected. Did you guys really expect Isagi to stop Ren 1v1? That's definitely not going to happen, not in a million years. And Isagi himself knows this, and so what he did is actually the best option here. He manipulated Ren into shooting that way, and also he manipulated Kaiser because he knew he won't charge at Ren like him. And if you're saying, from where did he know? Well, if you remember in that attack that Ness stopped, Kaiser actually did not charge and left Isagi to do so, then he wanted to take the ball from Ren. And so Isagi expected the same here, and he manipulated both into doing that. Again, he called it a chemical reaction between prodigies, but I'm calling it complete bullshit. I don't know what anyone says, this is manipulation, and I love it. And this is the essence of the architect. As I said in my video, Isagi will lead and manipulate everyone. He will cast insane light onto the field that everyone either follow him or get manipulated by him. And that's his berserk state. It's not a destroyer, it's actually a berserk of domination, a berserk of leading everyone. And here he completely did that. Now, it wasn't perfect because Ren almost scored, and he would actually have done that had it not been for Kagamaru's insane reflexes. However, that's just the start. If you remember, the first time Rin's berserker state emerged, he actually lost to Isagi, and so it is completely okay for Isagi's new berserk state to lose to Rin. Now, let's actually talk about the design to Isagi's architect state. First, we gotta talk about the hair. And this chapter actually confirms it. Isagi's hair turns white or silver, which definitely seems like a Dragon Ball transformation, either to Ultra Instinct or Super Saiyan. I think Super Saiyan fits perfectly because it is an ascended state to his Metavision. And you might be asking how it is an ascended state to Metavision. Well, think of it this way. Metavision is as strong as how you use it. If you keep your mind clear, if you take in every information, your metavision would be stronger than someone who is clouding his vision and his mind. And so, in this state, Isagi completely discards everything. He does not focus on anything, but rather he takes into account everything on the field. Not just the most rational path, but also secondary options like Loki's speed or Rin being completely insane. And this is exactly what causes his metavision to ascend, because now Isagi accounts for everything, and thus he has metavision on a higher level. Which I gotta say, I did not expect an evolution to be like this. However, the writer pulled it off brilliantly, and it actually was hinted at many times before. Not just in the Neo Egoist League, but actually since the second selection, with Baro and Nagi calling Isagi's existence as light. Now, I was actually mistaken in something. It seems that the timer for the star change-up system is completely depleted, which means both Loki and Noah are out of the picture. And in my video I said that in order for Isagi to score he needs to beat Loki. However, it seems that that is not going to happen here. And actually I love that more, because this means that the writer could build this new Isagi. Sure, he failed now, however he will succeed the next time. However, with this, I think there will be another volume into this game, where Isagi will try to control his architect state better, and try to manipulate or lead other players better so he can defeat Rin. And this brings me to talk about a point. In the panel before last, where Charles is singing thinking that Rin scored, we can actually see the ball hits the line, which means it actually did not go in. However, this could be just from this angle, and it might have got in. The VR would call it as a goal and the game might end. And if Rin scored here and the game ends, I think it's okay as well, because Isagi could do that right after this game, or even in the World Cups. But with that, I think that's all I've got for you today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and please let me know what do you think of this chapter in the comments below. And with that, until next time, thank you for watching.